Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed faculty members, and aspiring computer scientists, I am Pratham PS, and it is my privilege to extend a warm and heartily welcome to each and every one of you. Welcome to Tech Talk, a seminar meticulously organized by the Department of Computer Science to provide valuable insights into the world of computer science careers. Today, we have gathered here to explore various opportunities that await those with a degree in computer science. Now, I'd like to invite Ms. Prafula, Head of the Computer Science Department, to extend a warm welcome to our guests.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is an immense pleasure and privilege to extend a warm welcome to our guest today, Mr. Murali Manohar, Managing Director, Info India Subcontinent. We welcome you, sir. I now request for the principal sir, to offer a sapling to the guest. Thank you, Father. We have with us our principal, Father Praveen Matisese, who is inspiration and guide to all our work endeavors. Welcome you, Father. A warm welcome to Dr. Narayan Bhatt, Director of Xavier Block, and Dr. Aruna Ma'am, Dean of Physical Science, and Dr. Ravindra Swamy Sir, Dean of BCA. Welcome you all. I also extend a warm welcome to our faculty and students who gathered here to explore a new innovation in their career. Welcome one and all. Thank you.
I would now like to invite someone who is a constant source of encouragement to our students, Dr. Narayan Bhatt, the Director of Xavier Block, who will now provide an introduction to our esteemed speaker, Mr. Murali Manohar.
Good afternoon to all of you. Today is Krishna Janmashtami, and we are blessed to have Mr. Murali Manohar today. I feel honored to introduce Mr. Murali Manohar. Mr. Murali Manohar is currently the Managing Director, India Subcontinent Info, a global leader in business cloud software products for companies in industry-specific markets. The company Info has 17,000 employees, nearly 3 times the strength of this college, 60,000 customers in over 175 countries. Mr. Murali Manohar is basically from Mangalore. Did his basic education from Satya Seva Loka Seva Vranda Alike, PUC from Canara College, BE from NITE, and basic computer education from St. Aloysius College, Mangalore. He embarked on a 2-decade journey with the industry giants like Oracle, NetSuite, before ascending to the role of Managing Director of Info. I was trying some more information about Mr. Murali Manohar. I came to know that he is not only a seasoned professional, he is passionate advocate for Mangalore, tirelessly promoting the region's potential and striving to bring IT companies to Mangalore, his hometown. In this context, he is closely associated with the Karnataka Digital Economy Mission, a government of Karnataka undertaking. It is a government body whose objective is to facilitate companies to go beyond Bangalore. During my conversation with Mr. Murali Manohar, he was telling me most of the youngsters are going to Bangalore and the parents are remaining in Bangalore. We want to reverse this process by getting the companies to Bangalore itself. In the tech world, he is a symbol of competence, self-assuredness. With his visionary leadership and mentorship, he is a natural choice for many organizations. I wish to tell you something more about it. In fact, we wanted to get Mr. Murali Manohar for next week's program. We thought of having a unique program, but it was Anveshan 2023, wherein we are exploring career opportunities for science students. Unconventional career opportunities for science students is the planned program for next week. He told he cannot come on 13th, but he is here 1 week ahead of that. If you think good, if your thinking is proper, you will be blessed always, is this example. I wish to tell you about something about the students also. After introducing Sir to you, let me tell something about you to Sir. We have got 1,350 students studying science in this college. Each and every student is highly motivated, highly committed, and highly disciplined. You give them any work, they will do it perfectly. We are fortunate to have this type of students. Many a times we feel whatever we do is less when we look at them. Let me again welcome Mr. Murali Manohar on behalf of all the students, and all of us excited to listen to you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for that insightful information. I would now like our principal, Reverend Dr. Praveen Martus SJ, to say a few words to the student.
Respected Mr. Murali Manohar, Managing Director, Indian Subcontinent Info. I think it's one of the reputed companies. Dr. Narayan Bhatt, the Director of Xavier Block. Dr. Ravindra Swamy, the Dean of Computer Sciences. Ms. Dr. Aruna Kalkur, the Dean of Physical Sciences. Ms. Prafulla, the HOD of Computer Science Department. Dr. Charles Furtado, the Director of Admin Block. My dear members of the faculty and my dear students. We are really fortunate to have Mr. Murali Manohar with us. I said Murali, he was from here itself. I think Murali Mandigi is coming back to Mangalore again to promote all our industries. I think we are really fortunate. And the Krishnashtami is coming, and Murali is a wonderful name of Sri Krishna that we all love that name. And Mr. Murali also is such kind of a wonderful human being. We had just a little interaction. I truly loved this person who is so simple, handling such a great responsibility. And I was telling our students and us that we are really privileged to have a managing director of such a great company to come to us, to our own college, and talk to you about the career guidance. We are all looking forward to the career guidance, what we would like to do in the future, what company to join, what is our future career. And in that respect, we need a lot of people who have ventured into something very new. We are living in a technological world. The world is changing so fast. And they are all in the industry. They would know what way we need to move forward. We are all teachers here. Yes, we have certain responsibility, but then they will actually tell us where the world is moving, because they are always on the move. And to get a youngster like him who has got such great passion for working and also to guiding the youngsters, we are really privileged. So I would like to thank you for accepting our invitation and being here at St. Aloysius College to talk to us. There's a tech talk is something very interesting, and I'm sure, as Dr. Narayan Bhatt said, our students are always very high, very good in studies, very well behaved, and also looking forward to do something great in life. And that is where their whole personality is developed here, by our teacher, by the way of things that we have in the institution, the tradition that is built up over the years for almost about 144 years. We always look forward to doing something great for them. And people like you, when you come, they also feel very happy. And it's a time for us to interact. So I would request the students after the talk, engage yourself, ask questions. Whatever dreams that you have, don't keep it to yourself. Ask and find out what you would like to do. And these are rare opportunities that you get. Make the best use of it so that your career will be a brighter for the future, and so that you can also contribute a lot, like Mr. Murali, to this region, to the nation and the world. So I once again thank you all for being present here. Thank the Department of Computer Science for organizing this wonderful tech talk and wish you all the best. God bless you. Thank you.
Now it's time for the main event, the seminar itself, where we will gain invaluable insights into the world of computer science careers. I would like to extend a formal invitation to Mr. Murali Manohar to share his expertise and enlighten us all.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this very warm welcome, everyone. Right. It's rare that you get a chance to really get back to where you literally started off, right? And Mangalore is such a place, and St. Aloysius College in 1994, I came here to learn computers. Right? So I did my first course, right? And in those days, it was more like an introductory session for computers, right? Father Denzel was running those courses in those days, and what I learned here was Excel, PowerPoint, Word, and Paintbrush. Right? And I mostly spent my time doing Paintbrush. Right? Because I didn't know what to do with Word, right? Okay, I can type a letter, or what do you do beyond that? Excel, I didn't have any idea about, hey, what do I even key into an Excel? I can just put in a formula and look at it, but what beyond that? So I just kept in, right, coming here for a month and painting, right? But see, that is the introduction that I got into computers, right here, right? So I just feel very, very privileged for being back here, and of course, right, having such an audience today, and me sitting and talking about computers to you guys. Right? But what I also want to really spend time today is, while the topic is more of career guidance, I want to really focus on things on what makes you a success, or rather, what will give you success in the market, right? So the phase that you guys are in currently, right, which is in the first year, second year, third year, right? So these are all the developing areas for you, right? So this is where you develop your skills. This is where you put yourself through rigor, because once you get out of here, you will be tested every day, right? Every month, right? And you don't know when you'll be tested, right? So what you do here over the next 2-3 years, right, and studying hard, pushing yourself to the limit, right? Your professors giving you some task and giving you a timeline to complete it. These are all things that prepare you for your careers, right, which will be 10x more complex, 10x more difficult. But these days that you spend here, the discipline that you kind of build here, that is going to help and help you propel your careers. What I really want to do is, instead of gently giving you high-level thoughts about AI, ML, right, where the technology is headed, right? I'm sure you guys are all watching enough YouTube, right, to know where, right, what is the new trend, right? So I'm not going to spend time on that. I'm going to spend time more on the software aspects of life, on what makes your career or you, right, in the market stand out compared to others. And this is what I see in the market as well. Whenever in the market, right, if there are 100 people and if there are 5 people from this region, right, I've always seen them stand out. Right? Not sure why, but I think it is the interpersonal skills that we learn. Right? Because ultimately, once you get into an organization, your growth, see, your first job can be guaranteed by the academic skills that you have, by the programming skills that you have, right? That will guarantee you your first job. But success in life is a total different dimension. Right? That will not happen, right, by just being a good programmer. Of course, right? You can earn millions, right, just by being a very, very good programmer. But there you have to really, even there you have to excel, right? Good, right? They say, right, it's sometimes not good enough. And you have to excel. You have to be excellent at everything. Right? So programming skills is one, But beyond programming skills is how you interact with people, how you can get 10 people together, organize something, right, and point them towards one direction and make sure, right, that direction, right, or the goal that is set out to right, you or by your seniors in your work life, right, how do you get that done? Right? So the entire skill is that. Once you start doing that, you are then recognized, right, as someone who's reliable. So that's what really kind of takes your career to the next level, right? It is, just think about me in my position, what are the traits that I look at, right, for anyone to be a leader within my organization, right? So it can be, right, after your first 2-3 years of your career, you as a programmer or as a business analyst or any role that you really get into, after 2 or 3 years, how will you get to the next level, right? Typically you would either go on a technical side, which is, hey, maybe you become a senior programmer, principal programmer, then you become an architect, right? That's one way of really finding a career. The second one is, hey, becoming a people manager. How do you become a people manager? Why would anyone make you a people manager? Because ultimately, right, companies are run by people who can manage people and people who can get things done through people. So that's a skill set. So the choice is what you ultimately want to be. Right? So if I were a fantastic programmer, right, from there I have to slowly change my career direction also towards people manager, because if I want to be a head of an organization, it cannot be by just being a good programmer, right? It will happen only by becoming a good people manager, someone who can really manage and get things done from our people. So hence, that is the skill that I see for people from this region, right, have a lot of these things very naturally. But what is very important is also for you to develop yourself. Right? So while you're learning programming skills, I would also encourage you guys to start looking at podcasts on leadership, on team building, on team management, because see, these are the skills that will differentiate you in the market. Right? Otherwise, you just become another person, right? Like anyone, right? And there are millions of them coming, right, into the Indian, right, white collar job market, right? And the idea is not to be one of them, right? And then of course to be able to really stand out. So and then see, you don't have to be brilliant at everything that you do, right? But the goal has to be to ultimately get there. It's all a journey, right? So what I really want to do is maybe spend some time talking about my own journey, right? Because instead of generally giving you guys an overall gyan that, right, which is generally available in the market, right, I'll tell you my story, right, on what was the trajectory that I took, what worked for me, right? And that does not mean the same thing will work for you, right? Because each of you will have your own path, right? Your own career path, on how things will kind of work out for you. Right? So I was born here, right here in Mangalore, right? Grew up in this in an area called Mangala Devi Temple, right? So that's where I grew up, and then I was sent off, right, to this school called Satya Sai Lok Seva School, Alike. Not sure if you guys have heard of this school, but in those days it used to be a place where if you're notorious, right, you're put there, right, to correct you. But usually people come out of that place, right, as good students, right, academically. Right? So that's how I was, right? I was sent off there. I spent my 5 years there, came back, studied in Canberra College for 2 years, finished my PU there, and then see, the reason I'm telling you that story is it is not very different than what you guys are going through. It's the same steps. It just said, I had a choice of either going for engineering or to do a degree course. I chose to do engineering. And then from there, I went to Bangalore. In Bangalore, I chose to do MBA for two more years. But now thinking about it, right, maybe I would have done better even if I had not done that MBA course. All I'm saying is you don't need to do an MBA course to get into management. There is no hard and fast rule. I chose to do it because I felt a need at that time. And then my need at that time was to, again, do my MBA and then set up my own company. It was not for going and again, right, working for someone. Right? That was not the idea. And then, see, that's one more trait from this region, right? Right from, say, this entire belt, right, from maybe Kannur to Kundapur, right? We have that entrepreneurial skill again, which is natural. Think about, right, the best hotels run in Mumbai or right the rest of the world also. Right, it's dominated by people from here. Right? So hence I chose this path of really going and doing my MBA. Even during my MBA, what I ensured was I started working parallelly in the evenings because naturally I wanted to earn, right, and earn so that I can spend on myself, spend on my needs, right? So that's again something that I would encourage, right? It doesn't happen very often here in India, but if you step out of India and if you go to any country to do your higher studies, you're always encouraged to parallelly work. It could be in even a small place, right? It could be working for a Subway or a KFC or a McDonald's or anywhere, right? So that you start getting to this habit of interacting with people. Very, very important. Right? Interacting with people, interacting with customers, understanding what their expectation from you is, right? And how do you treat, right, them better, right? So that they kind of reciprocate the same way with you, right? So very, very important. So if there is an opportunity for you guys to parallelly work right, in the evenings, teach another student, right? It can be as simple as that. You just find someone, one of your junior, pick up on them and maybe even teach them. But find ways to engage yourself beyond just sitting and studying and then doing your own stuff. Right? How can you make sure your buddies, right, in your group, right? So one of you will be brilliant in studies, brilliant in coding. Your other friends may not be very good. Teach them. Make sure right, they're getting better at coding or maybe even get them as close as you are. That will make you even better. Second point is that also sets you up very well for your career tomorrow, because once you get into your office environment, there also you'll find people right who will need support. And if you always someone who is happy to support everyone, people then flock towards you. When people flock towards you, you end up becoming a leader, right? And when you become leader, you then ultimately start growing, right? So that was my trait. That's what I did. I leaned on people who are better than me, studied from them, learned from them, got close to how good they were, right? And then slowly started getting better, right? So after my MBA, what I did was I got into this role right, at this company called Ricoh Corporation. Ricoh in those days were very, very popular for their watches and cameras. Right? It's a Japanese conglomerate, $14 billion company. And the role was to market a product which is called the printers and photocopiers in those days. Right? So the Xerox machines that we call today, that's nothing but photocopiers and printers. Right? So that's what we would. That was my first role. Choosing that first role is also very important, right? Because see, ultimately you have a certain goal in your life. If your goal is to become someone who wants to run his own business, you need to learn business skills. And the biggest skill in learning business is how to sell. Right? If you cannot sell yourself, sell your concepts, sell your ideas, right? you cannot bring in a customer into the organization. If you cannot bring customers to your organization, you cannot build a company, right? Because a happy customer is the first goal of any business. Because that one customer will ensure the second customer follows, and then so on and so forth. So the key skill that you, of course, need to know along with computer science is, hey, how do you communicate the idea of building a business, selling an idea, convincing another person, and then, of course, right, managing it. Then the other skill that you need to know is some bit of finance. On now, once you got the business, how do you manage a company? How do you build an organization, right? And make sure that people come in and join them, you're paying them at the right time, right? And of course, there is a financial aspect to it, right? So when I'm talking about these things, right, you might think, hey, we've come here only to learn about computer science. Right? Why is this man who's running a computer science company, right, sitting and talking about things which are outside of computer science? Right? The reason is because that's how the market is. Right? You are getting exposed to only one aspect of computer science. I'm just telling you what are the other options and aspects, right, of building a computer science career. Because ultimately, there are 17,000 computer science graduates working for us. But the person who's running the entire organization, right, may not be knowing coding or may not be doing coding. Right? But he also went through the same rigors or cycles as you guys are. I also did the same coding. I learned the same thing. But once I got out, I chose a career, right, which is slightly away from, instead of sitting and coding, right, and creating software, I decided to interact with customers and then come back and tell the engineers on what to code, what is the output that I need, how that should help the customer make, right, his business, right, problems, right. So ultimately, if you cannot really solve a business issue, there is no business. Right? So that's what, right, I decided to focus on. And that's a career option also that I want to present to you guys, right? Not just sit and code, but also look at these other options, right? Because when you look at these other options, there is a possibility that, hey, in 20 years' time, 15 years' time, you will also become a managing director of a company, right? Because managing director means it's a generic skill. It's not just one skill. You need to know 10 other skills. One is, of course, motivating the people, right? Like what your principal sir does here, right? It's managing the entire college here, right? And also deciding what is the future of the college. How to run an organization which has, say, 3,000, 5,000 students and make sure everything is run, right, in a systematic manner, in a certain discipline. Everything has to fall in place, right? So ultimately, right, he is the one who runs it. So similarly, for me, to run an organization, I need people, right? And these people have to come with certain skills. And those skills is what I'm really pointing out to you guys. It's very important that you start developing today. And the biggest skill that I really want to talk about is being trustworthy and reliable. So if once you're out of this market, right, and which is in Mangalore, you're getting and joining somewhere. If I, as a manager, I'm giving a job to, say, a group of 10 people, usually 2 out of those 10 people will stand up and say, you know what, I will raise my hand and deliver what you want. That manager will then start to rely on these 2 or 1 gentleman all the time to get things done. He automatically starts pointing at them, right, and say, hey, you know what, I can rely on this guy, I can trust this person to get things done for me. If you can build that ability, right, to go beyond what is expected from you, that is when you grow in your career and you grow fastest, right? And because, see, what happens with managers is they become reliant. They rely on your skills then. For anything they want, they come to you. And then you become right? It's like he cannot live without you. When he cannot live without you, you get what you want. Right? So it's all a cycle, right? So hence I'm saying, build these skills, build these trait in yourselves on how to become reliable, how to start delivering more than what is expected from you. If they're expecting you to come up with a presentation, a PPT, how do you give the best PPT that even he cannot imagine, right? Sit through the night, work through it, right? Because that's what I said, right? Brilliance is not expected every day. Brilliance is expected at the time when it is needed the most, right? When you're asked to deliver something, if you come and deliver something, right, at an exceptional quality, that's when you grow. That's when people will pay you 10 lakh rupees a month also. Right? So if you want to get there, if that is what motivates you, right? So please start building those skills right now. And then that's a choice, purely a choice. Right? There are 10,000 others or millions of others, right, who come along, right, get out of the market, right, from colleges like St. Aloysius College and many others such colleges. But how many of them reach to the top? Right? And all I'm really focusing today is on how some of you can reach to the top and really come back and really make a difference, right, to others also. Right? Otherwise, of course, right, there is also always a choice of being another developer, right, and of course having your career, a long career, successful career also. But hey, have you really met your potential? Right? So that's again a choice. So, and then once you get out, right, don't expect a career which is going to be very flowery, right? So everyone goes through a struggle. Even I went through my struggle, right? So after initially selling copiers, the next job that I took was I joined a company called Oracle, right? And the role at Oracle was, do you guys know Oracle? How many of you have really learned Oracle here? Is there anyone? Database? No? Okay. Right. So what is Oracle, right? Oracle is the world's largest and the greatest company to store your data, right? So pick up any company, right? So a corporation bank here, Union Bank here, any bank, every data that we collect, right, that ultimately has to, of course, go and store somewhere. And that software is written by Oracle, right? And they themselves are $40 billion company, right? And so I started my career with Oracle, right? Again, going and talking to customers, understanding their business problems, and really providing a solution for those business problems. So I worked with Oracle for 4 years. It was a struggling period, right? Because you have to establish a career, right? So that's where I told you, whenever you get a chance, right, how do you now make the best of the time that is given to you? Right? So I started working there, right, went through that struggle period, and ultimately from that struggle period, I then decided to have my own company, right? Because that was the ultimate goal, really, to build a company, right? And in that company again, right, what are we looking at, right? We are looking at someone who can join you. So we, again, at that time, we came back to Mangalore. And in Mangalore, right, we picked up some 10, 12 students, right, and we set up that company, right, in Bangalore, right, in Pune, in Hyderabad, and in Chennai, right? And then we started building that product, right, for a good 5-10 years. And then, right, there was a period in 2008, 2009, right, when we went through a slump. And we lost out a lot of a good equity in the market, right? So which is, money was not available in the market, jobs were not available, right? So hence, again, I decided to go back to Oracle and continue my career at Oracle. And then eventually, I got into Oracle NetSuite. I don't know, NetSuite is another ERP software, right? So how many of you have heard of SAP? Heard of SAP? Not heard of SAP? Right. So let me then spend some more time on giving you guys a background. Right. So how are companies run? Right. So if once you get out of here, companies, large companies like, say, a bank or an MRPL, these companies are run using enterprise resource planning, which is ERP. And the largest company in that ERP space is SAP. Second largest is Oracle. Third largest is the company that I work for, which is called Infor. Right? So what we do is we ensure the companies are working systematically the way your college is today working. Right? Everything is in sync. Everyone knows what to do, what the expectation is, and you get things done from them. Right? So that's what ERP is, and then that's what we kind of sell in the market. The reason I am in Mangalore today is to meet one of my customers. I don't know, have you guys heard of Camco? Camco chocolates? So Mangalore-based company. Camco today is implementing our software to run their entire business process. Because what does Camco do? What does Camco do? Chocolates. Chocolates is only 10% of their business. Right? So 90% of their business is processing two products. One is cocoa and second is arkanet. Right? So what they do is they've created a cooperative society where farmers are bringing and giving their arkanet and cashew nuts and cocoa to this cooperative society. You pick up these products from there, you fix up a price for that product, and then you bring it to the central warehouse. A part of that is going to chocolate manufacturing. The other part is going to feed companies like Cadbury's, Nestle, all the chocolate manufacturing. These are the largest OEMs for them, right? That is original equipment manufacturers, right? That's what we said. So they provide chocolate in bulk to these larger companies to develop. So what we are doing there is going and developing a software to manage that end-to-end cycle, right from picking up the products, right, from a farmer, fixing up a price, and then managing the entire supply chain. What is the supply chain? Supply chain is how do you manage a product from the farmer and ultimately make sure that product is reaching to the ultimate consumer, right? Which is you when you consume the chocolate, right? Or someone is consuming supari, right? Ultimately, right? That is the beneficiary of that particular product. So that entire cycle of products, right? People management, right? Process management, all of that is done using these softwares, right? Which is called the ERP. So, according to me, there are 3 or 4 skills that you have to learn if you have to be a viable skill set in the market. Right? Otherwise, the chances are you will end up working for a back-end process unit. Right? So that's a choice. Right? Do you want to ultimately go and work for a back-end process and you can earn a good 20,000-25,000 rupees, right? And of course, it will maximum go to 50,000 rupees. Or do you want to have a career which is in one of these buckets, right? And those buckets are skills that is either Oracle, right? And if you're not doing this, start doing it today. You could be in first year, second year, third year, but start doing it today. Learn these skills. Learn the skills of Oracle. Second bucket is Google. Not searching in Google, but in Google ecosystem, right? Know how to develop an application on Google and then port that application, right, so that can yield results to any business, right? How do you go and write an entire program? That skill set is called GCP. So learn that skill. Right? The third bucket is the ERP skill, right? So you can pick up any ERP. It can be SAP, it can be Oracle, it can be Infor, it can be Microsoft. That's another stream, right? Picking up an understanding of how a business is run, right? How a software should work, right? So that's another skill set. And the fourth one is, right, what we call as the Microsoft ecosystem. Right? So if you have a skill set, right, from one of these, right, which is either Oracle, second is ERP skill sets, a Google Cloud skill set, Microsoft, and of course the fifth one is the Amazon AWS skill sets. If you are from either of these, backgrounds, and if you understand, right, products or on how to develop solutions using these 3 or 4 spaces, you will find an opportunity in any of these large companies eventually, right? So that you are not restricting yourself to a 50,000 rupees job, right? That can take you to a 5 lakh rupees or a 10 lakh rupees job in a month, right? I'm not talking about in a year, right? So, but again, right, that's a choice, right? So, don't just focus on what has been taught in colleges. Go beyond it. Get into courses. There are a lot of online courses. Enroll yourself. A lot of stuff happening on Google and on YouTube. A lot of podcasts happening. Go listen. Spend your time, right, investing in learning and in improving your skill set. Right. Otherwise, of course, right, you will end up still as a successful person, right? But again, see, success is defined by us, right? So we decide, hey, what is success for us, right? If I'm happy with what I've achieved, right, that is good enough, right? That is success. But all I'm saying is, hey, do not restrict yourself because you are from a smaller tier 2 town, right? Because it does not matter where you come from, right? It ultimately matters, right, where you want to go, where you want to end up with, right? I'm sure a lot of family and friends, right, they've all grown up to much more bigger careers, right? Some of them could be in India, outside India, right? That's a choice again. But ultimately, you can get there only if you invest your time today, in the next year, in the next 2 years, in learning the right skill sets. So, I'm not sure how much of value this is for you guys as of today, right? But I just hope when you get to a right point of your career, you can just think about it and then say, you know what, there was someone who had come, right, also told us these things, right? And maybe at that time think, hey, maybe I should have done it. Right? All I'm trying to do is pushing you all to not repent later, do it now, right? So that you then, right, are happy that, you know, you took my advice, you did these things, and you will ultimately have a very good career, right? Be it boys or girls, right? When you are at a company like ours, right, or any company, we don't look at, right, what gender you are. Right? It doesn't matter, right, if you're a girl or a boy or any third gender. It doesn't matter. Right? What matters is, can I trust you? Can I get things done through you? Right? So, all I can say is build those skill sets. Right? I am available, right, through, of course, Professor Bhatt. Right? If at all you have to reach out to me for anything, right? I'm happy, and I can spend some time, right, every time I come here, right, in maybe sitting and talking to some of you, right, who really want to right, take that next step, right? You want to have some discussions with me, happy to do that, right? So with that, I just want to open up the time that I'm left with, right, for any.
Thank you, sir. I'm pretty sure all of you have learned a lot of invaluable insights from him. And I would, on behalf of all, express my heartfelt gratitude to you, sir, for enlightening us with the seminar. This seminar truly has opened our eyes to the boundless opportunities that are there in the field of computer science. You spoke about journeys and your journey, which reminded me of a famous quote that Steve Jobs said in his commencement speech. You can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backward. So you have to trust the dots that they will somehow connect themselves in the future. And yes, which in turn is a reminder that our journey in the world of computer science is a bit like connecting dots in a vast canvas. It might not always make sense at the moment, but as we progress, the picture becomes more clearer. Okay. Now, as we move forward, I'd like to thank all of you for being a wonderful audience and actively participating in this event. With that, I invite Ms. Shilpa Shetty, Head of the Department of Computer Application and Animation, to deliver the word of thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone. Showing gratitude is one of the simplest yet more powerful things human can do for each other. So I'm here to thank all today. First and foremost, I would like to thank our esteemed speaker, Mr. Murali Manohar, for sharing his valuable insights on career guidance in the field of computer science. So, your talk has been truly enlightening, and we are grateful for the knowledge and wisdom you have imparted to us today. Your life experiences will definitely swirl us on to success. Thank you. As we leave here today, I hope we carry with us the inspiration and guidance provided by Mr. Murali Manohar, which will surely shape our career paths in the field of computer science. Thank you once again, sir. And I request Madam Aruna to give our memento as a token of love to sir. Thank you, Madam. I would also like to thank our beloved Principal, Reverend Dr. Praveen Martis, in his absence for inspiring all of us. In addition, I would like to express my gratitude to Professor Narayan Bhatt, who stood as a backbone in organizing today's program and introducing the speaker. Next, I would like to extend my gratitude to our directors, Dr. Charles Furtado, Narayan Bhatt sir, and Madam Aruna, Dean of Physical Science, and Dr. Ravindra Swamy, Dean of Computer Application and Animation, for extending a wholehearted support to us. Thank you, sirs and madams. Behind the scene, a special thanks goes to our Madam Prafulla for organizing the program and welcoming the guest. Thank you, Madam. I also thank Naveen sir and Ashok sir, who worked for the success of today's program. Your commitment to making this program has not gone unnoticed. Thank you, sirs. Thanks to Madam Megha for rendering a beautiful prayer service. A special thanks to Pratham for comparing the program. Thanks to all the faculty members for supporting us. Thank you to maintenance. And in closing, I would like to express my gratitude to all our audience. Without you, the program wouldn't be a successful one. Thank you, one and all.